Hi everyone, welcome back to another edition of Joshing Around Milwaukee. As always, I am Josh Albrecht, and with me is...
Hey, it's Josh Albrecht.
That's right, and today we are at the Ronald McDonald House in Wauwatosa, and we are joined with President and CEO Laurie Bertrand. Laurie, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Thanks for being here.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 Joshes having some fun, 'cause 2 Joshes are better than one.
Oh, it's our pleasure to be here at the Ronald McDonald House, and you guys do such amazing work all year long, literally 365, right? Every single day the house is open, helping families in a particularly tough time of need. Tell us a little bit about the house and what the main mission and core values are that you guys do every day.
Absolutely. So our mission is to keep families together and promote the health and well-being of children. And I always say at the core of what that is, that allows families to have access to the high-quality care that they need for their kiddos. We provide beds, a place to stay, rest, rejuvenate for the next day, but it's so much more in this house. You saw it as you guys walked around. Yeah. We have 84 rooms, so many different common spaces and things to do for both patients, siblings, caregivers, all of it in this house. So it really is about creating a place of community with hope and encouragement so families can really truly focus on what matters most, and that's their kids getting better. And we try to solve all the other problems or situations or solutions that they might not even be thinking about.
Yeah, it's always a tough time when a child is sick or ill, and families come from all over the country, right? Like, this isn't just local families. This is literally families from all over the country.
Correct.
Coming
all
here
over the country, all around the world. Families, if they need care here in Milwaukee, we are here for those families.
Yeah, that's a wonderful service. You said 85 rooms, which means 84 rooms, yep. 84 families. That's a lot of people to serve and help every single day. How do you do that? I'm sure there's a great staff at hand, but I heard you have hundreds of volunteers.
We sure do. We could not do this house without our volunteers. So we have a staff of about 45 staff members here, all mix of part-time, full-time, but it's the 400 plus volunteers that help make this house happen, make this feel like home. Again, remove some barriers and worries for our families. We couldn't do it. I always say, what you do at home, you do your sheets, you have to wash dishes, you have to dust, you have to vacuum. We have to do all of those things here, and for 84 families.
Yeah, that's so much work, and having 400 volunteers is such a great thing for the community. And if someone wanted to volunteer, how do they get in touch and offer their time and service?
The best way to do it is go to our website. You can see the different volunteer roles we have. You can submit your application really through that. We will help you find what brings you the greatest joy to be here and be committed. And there's opportunities to do it every other week for a year, and there's opportunities to say, you know what, I just want to get my friends together and make a meal. Can we come out that one time and do it? I promise you, come once to do something, you're going to want to come back and do something again.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about, too, because I know you guys are celebrating an anniversary, right? It's your 40-year anniversary.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about just how much the house has changed since it first began 40 years ago and where you guys are now?
It's changed so much. I always say so much of the house has changed, like physically changed, right? We went from 25 rooms for our initial house, which was a really big house back then, to 84. So obviously that's the biggest change. But we've added indoor and outdoor play areas. We've enhanced our meal program to support families that are, spending more time at the hospital. So what can they bring with them? We've added hospitality carts, which is really bringing our house into Children's across the street to visit those families sleeping bedside. We've integrated and worked in partnership with Rogers Behavioral Health to integrate mental health and behavioral health to kind of remove that stigma for those families. So many different things have changed, but at the core of what we do has never changed. We've been here for families in hopes of keeping them together and helping them through those hard times.
Yeah, expansion over the years, it's probably, it's one of those, everything you do is like, we're happy we can expand and grow and serve more families, but at the same time, it's always the second part of we have to help and serve more families. How do you balance that? I mean, that's got to be so hard. You mentioned mental health services for the guests. how do you help manage the stress and the empathy? Because there's a lot that for staff to always be providing that empathy and support.
Well, first off, our staff are the hardest working team around. They want to help. They want to make a difference. They're thinking and looking for all of the opportunities of what families are facing. So, and every journey is different. So to say we just do this and it meets everyone's needs would be very wrong, right? We know every family has different traditions, different ways of living, all of those things. So we really try to know our guests, get to know them, get to understand their experience, and just find those things. It can be as small as putting vacuums in the rooms, because a family can say, I can't control anything in my life, but I can control how clean my floors are. And so that vacuum meant everything to them. It could be that simple as finding a small solution that makes their journey a little bit easier.
Yeah, that's wonderful. One of the ways that you guys make that journey easier is with a very cool room called the Magic Room that we got to see. Tell us about the Magic Room, because when we saw it, it really kind of took my breath away, because you think about that moment when the children experience that room.
Yeah,
it's just magic.
Our Magic Room is truly magical, absolutely. So every family, when they stay, every time they stay, each kiddo in that family unit gets a Magic Room token. And so there's a special opportunity to make a wish and go into the Magic Room. They can use it at the end of their stay, before a scary procedure, after. It could be a special day for them. So we're a little generous with those. But they get to go into this Magic Room and really just have the escape of the world, basically looking through a room full of toys and books, and pick a little distraction for a time that might not feel so fun for them. So it just brings a little bit of joy. Most of them barely make it to the elevator. They want to open it up and start playing with it right there on the floor.
Exactly.
I was the same. I was like, I need a token. How do I get in?
And what's so great about that space is whenever I bring people down there and show them, all of that is donations from the community. Every single item in that room is somebody in this community wanted to pay it forward somehow and brought those items. And so, whether it's through our wish list and how people want to support us, or again, create that little bit of magic by donating a couple of toys. So many past guests, actually, the kiddos bring those items on their birthday. They'll bring stuff back to the house and visit with us. So,
that's wonderful. Yeah, it's a moment where like for just a second, there's nothing else in the world, right? Oh, nothing else in the world other than to pick out a basketball or a soccer ball or a puzzle or whatever. And it is super powerful. I can see where people would.
They just get that again. Then mom, dad, caregiver can come upstairs and hang out. And it's great. It's
super cool.
And then you also had the outdoor areas you were talking about a little bit. We saw the secret garden, which looked amazing. Such an awesome place to hang out. Not only just for kids, but there were definitely some parts for the parents too, because that's another thing that I've thought about, and just being a part of the experience here, and luckily thankfully I've never had to stay here, but just working with you guys in the past, the parents need a break too.
Oh my gosh!
And there's just serenity felt in that area was amazing, and if you could talk a little bit about everything that went into that, it was really, really nice.
The secret garden we always call it that because literally across the street is this big all these medical complexes, right? And when you sit in that garden, you do not know what's across that street and on the other side of those walls. It's amazing. We have a team of volunteers that help us keep it up, make it beautiful. I mean, it is gorgeous. And we do think about our caregivers a lot. This place is known for kids and what we do for kids, but the caregivers, you can't be a good caregiver if you don't take care of yourself. And often they say, we think of them when they're not even thinking about themselves. So that space gives them the place to make a phone call, to just check out for a hot minute and breathe a little bit. And it's just a little quiet space, but it does not feel like you're in the middle of this medical space.
One of the things that I know that you also offer tickets to the zoo and to special events in the city. A lot of the families get out and experience Milwaukee. Obviously, VISIT Milwaukee loves to hear that, of people getting to just enjoy the surrounds as well and get out of the house and see the city that they're calling home temporarily for many of them. And that's a wonderful thing to do. If there are attractions or restaurants or anyone in the community who would like to help, in a way like that. Can they donate tickets? Can they donate gift certificates?
They certainly can.
Yeah.
They certainly can. They can obviously just reach out to us. Our families love to, obviously, they're taken out of their normal community. Their caregiver, their network is not all around them. And they want to have some moments, right? I always say this place creates moments for families when they wouldn't be able to otherwise create them in this journey that they're on. So being able to let them experience the zoo on a Sunday because it's a good day for them, let them go, right? And so we love partnering with Milwaukee, and the community's so great, like so generous to us and our families. They're so welcoming.
Yeah. That's awesome. So Milwaukee's got a lot of cool things going on right now in the city. It's got what we'd like to call a lot of fresh city vibes. So there's a lot of fun activity, especially as we head into the summer season right now. What's giving you fresh city vibes? Where do you go? Where do you maybe even advise people to go into the community? What's the thing you like?
I would say at least right now, we're into the Admirals.
Nice.
With them in the playoffs. They're just amazing. I know I saw that you had that hat on today. They're just such amazing supporters of this house as well, and they really understand what our families are going through. They help us in every way they can, but it's fun to go and support them and help others go support them because it's just a great experience. So my family really enjoys going there.
Yeah,
too.
great. Always a great night on the hockey rink
Absolutely.
and getting to see the Admirals in action.
You know, one thing we didn't talk about, and I know we're talking outside of the house, but inside the house, there's a room called the Tree Fort Room, and it may be the coolest thing I've ever seen. Can you talk a little bit about all the stuff in there? Because there's a light bright wall, a wall, like a whole wall of a light bright. It was so cool.
It's a really neat spot. So our Tree Fort Room was really designed when we did our third expansion. We are in Wisconsin. Kids can't run around outside every single day of the year. We need somewhere to get some energy out. So the Tree Fort Room was made for creativity, imagination. It's got a slide, just a place for kids to kind of climb, be a little louder than maybe in the quiet spaces of the house. But there is a 14-foot Lightzilla. So really think light bright.
Lightzilla.
That's
nice.
Safe, not hot, not going to poke you, and it's huge. And the kids love playing it. And not just the kids. The caregivers love it. The staff love it. It's a really neat 14 feet of making creative pictures and using your imagination.
Yeah,
and bringing us back to our childhood for a lot of us, right?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
We were a little disappointed that it was closed right now.
Yeah.
You got to keep that stuff maintenance.
Maintenance stuff and reservations. I think they just put the sign up so you wouldn't go in there and play with it.
You know what? That's a good point, Ashley. You know what? I'm going to go check again. I really want to do this. Has been fun.
I'm sure it's still close. Hey, Josh, we drove here together.